Alright, I'm Lauren, and this is my Gen AI Toolbox demo for the freelance graphic design role. I'll be showing 2 custom GPTs, 1 Claude Artifact, and my Agentic Workflow, all aligned to real jobs to be done that designers handle daily. My first one is a client flow assistant. It turns messy client notes into clean creative brief and concept directions. This tool supports the co-pilot creative partner scenario because it handles structure while I provide taste and strategy. So this is what it looks like inside. That's my second one. Let's stick to this first one. Okay, so let's take these messy notes. Sorry if I sound sick, it's because I am. And put that into there. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, this is one of the cons. It does this sometimes. But it just creates the summary, and usually I put in to create the brief and the PDF. Sorry, my dog is trying to bother me right now. So it's not perfect, obviously. It sometimes gives generic concepts, and I have to refine the ones that feel the strongest. And then I can take this PDF and put it actually into my second one. This is my second GPT. It helps me turn like a project or a brief into a professional scope with like pricing tiers and client ready emails, which coincides, is that the right word? I don't know. It correlates with my artifact. It helps me write proposals faster, and it also helps me make final decisions on like pricing and revisions and stuff. So we'll take that, we'll go back, we'll copy that, and let's just do this. Similarly, let's use my artifact. So you just paste in the brief. Let's say it's an $80 an hour, and it's a new brand. So what it's gonna do is it helps me avoid scope creep and create fair, realistic proposals. It helps me turn vague client requests into structured scopes, pricing tiers, and it flags risk alerts for me, which is very nice. It aligns with my future scenario where designers use AI for structure but rely on human judgment for boundaries and strategy. And obviously it doesn't want to work for me right now, so let's try it again. And while it loads, I will show you what it looked like at first. The first time I did it, it put it in like this, where you had like the client request and inquiry and the project type. So it could only be one thing or the other, which is not very convenient for me as a graphic designer, or like for the future graphic designers in 2027. Because it is only one thing at a time, and then like it has the industry and the timeline and a budget, which is nice, but it's easier just to paste in the brief so that I can work on more than one thing at a time, because if you're like starting up a brand, then you're going to want to do more than one of these at a time, and it just makes it easier. So I asked it to redo that for me to create this one. Oh, that's different. Sorry. And, oh, here it is. Okay. So it's spat out this project scope and then the pricing tiers and the deliverables for each one, which is nice. And then some questions to ask the client, some clarifying questions. And then the risk and boundary analysis, which is very nice. And then it creates this ready to send summary to send back to your client. And yeah, so obviously I had to fix up some of these the GPTs and such. And I would just like edit whatever I needed to in here. Just say like, hey, do this instead. And where's my... Where's my workflow? Oh no. Oh, here it is. So this is my Agentic Workflow. It shows like multi-step reasoning and so what this does for me is here, I'll show you the initial thing, and then it spat out all this because I didn't actually put the brief in. So that was frustrating because it was a lot that I didn't do. But then once I put the brief in, it did this like step by step, the timeline, summaries, the asset planning, which is very nice, concept drafting, and then down here more like file specifications. But this checklist is my favorite thing because I love a good checklist. So it analyzes the brief, it identifies what's missing, and it basically just builds a full launch plan. It shows multi-step reasoning and reflects how freelance graphic designers might use an agent in 2027 to speed up planning while controlling all creative decisions. So yeah, there wasn't much refining on this one actually, but there was definitely refining on my GPTs that I showed you. And my Artifact, which I actually really love now when it works, when it loads. And thank you for taking the time with me. My puppy says hi too. Hopefully you didn't hear her chomping on her bone in the background. Thank you. Goodbye.